What's happening? What's going on? What's going on? Letting a few people know what's going on right quick before I tap in. Coronavirus. Coronavirus. Trying to tap in with somebody. Wanted to go live. So, how is the coronavirus affecting people's money? About to tap in with Brandy. Yeah, so we got a curfew, we got lockdown. But as y'all know, it's Don Bucks, your host of Rapping Dough, the home of business and financial conversations from a Black perspective. And more time than ever, if y'all didn't know, Rapping Dough, it's another way of saying talking about money. And right about now, money more than ever is a topic of conversation. And it really should be a topic of conversation at all times, especially in the Black community. Like, we like to talk about money, but a lot of times we like to talk about money in non-productive ways. And I'm guilty. I was one of those at one point in time. But at some point, we have to get smart, right? Feel free to share this video. Feel free to tap in if you would like. But we're going to touch on a few things. I'm waiting for Brandy Hayes to tap in with me because she wants to dance on a few topics as well. If you haven't already, I'm also live on YouTube. You can feel free to go over to the YouTube page, Rapping Dough channel, like, subscribe. And also feel free to share this video. Here we go. So we got Brandy about to tap in, about to have a nice little conversation. But like I was saying, while we wait on Brandy, money has been is as of right now is a major. What's up, sis?
Peace, King. How are you?
What's happening?
Drink some water. No, it ain't a lot of that out there, so
let me turn this down. You don't need that right now. So if everybody can hear me, what's up, D? What's up? If everybody can hear me well, or if they can't, let me know. But I got Brandy here. Brandy Hayes, networking with Brandy. Y'all know her.
Episode 24, Rapping Dough.
Episode 24, tap in, get to know her. You feel me? But what I was sharing with the people, I was saying how, I let them know, Rapping Dough is another way of talking about money. But a lot of times in our community, we talk about money, but a lot of times we talk about it in non-productive ways. blow money fast and money ain't a thing. And you know what I'm saying? Like we all like that music, but we all got to, be a little bit more conscious about the narratives,
Right.
the narratives that come across, and just be a little mindful of it. But topic I was thinking about today was, wow, how is this coronavirus affecting our money? Like, and we got a lot of potential business owners and people, small business owners and people who don't who work under the table. You can't hear me? You can't hear me. I wonder why. Hold up, about to fix that. About to fix that. So I can't say something. I can't hear you. Can everybody hear me okay? Except Brandy says she can't hear me. Can everybody hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay? Hear me and see me okay? Can everybody hear me and see me? Can everybody hear me or see me? Because I need to get my audio correct here. You can hear me? Okay. I don't know what's going on with Instagram, but I'm going to keep going. Can y'all hear it? Can y'all hear me well on Instagram? Can y'all hear? You can hear me and see me. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that, Eric. Still nothing?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yeah. All right. We got action. So I got Brandy Hayes here. We live. And we're going to chop it up about a few things. But yeah, like I was saying before, we had technical difficulties. This curfew, this lockdown, it's messing with a lot of people's money. Like, I don't know how it's affecting the real estate, because I know your son has, his vending, his candy machines in these businesses. Like, I know he's feeling that as well a little bit, because if those businesses are not open, ain't nobody buying no candy. Right? What's happening with Instagram? Instagram don't want me to be great. Instagram don't want me to be great. Let me see. Can you tap in on Facebook? You on Facebook? Damn, Instagram don't want us to be great, y'all. Instagram don't want us to be great. Unbelievable. Yeah, so the curfew and the lockdown is messing up a lot of people's money. And to Facebook, I was trying to have Brandy join the conversation. But how is the curfew messing with y'all money? Like, I'm curious, because that's why more than ever we need to have more than one stream of income. Because if you had your job as your only stream of income, You're probably feeling it right now. I know they have a stimulus package lined up and whatnot, but that's going to be a couple weeks because the Democrats and the Republicans they can't seem to they can't seem to agree on the terms of the stimulus package. But how does the country expect to survive without any money moving around? Like if they got everybody in the house, no money is being exchanged. We already in crazy debt. Our national debt is crazy. So they plan to add 500 more billion to the debt. Okay. But how is this money? I mean, how is this curfew affecting y'all jobs and y'all businesses? Because I know one of my lines of work, the strategist on Instagram says she works in the hospital, but it's crazy that people can't work. What do you mean people can't work? Because I thought the hospitals were essential personnel. And that's a funny term that they threw out there. Essential personnel. Essential personnel. Think about that. Your business can't be open unless you're essential personnel. I would think everybody thinks their job is essential. Like, right or wrong, like, is your job, like, until now they deem certain jobs essential and non-essential. Like, how ironic is that all of a sudden now they're telling you that essentially some of your jobs are not needed. You know what I'm saying? But tell that to somebody who got 2 and 3 kids at home, that job is pretty essential. You know what I'm saying? So that puts your job in a whole nother perspective. Like, damn, they deemed my job non-essential. Because one of my lines of work is haircutting. So one of the ordinances that went out was the fact that we had to shut down. And I didn't really clearly get the message, I guess, the way I was supposed to get it. I thought we was only supposed to I thought we can only be open until 8 o'clock. I'm thinking we can be open, but only until 8 o'clock. No, that wasn't it. They were saying you need to shut that down by 8 o'clock until further notice. So that part I didn't know. That part I didn't know. I actually opened up the next day and was cutting hair. Like, I'm thinking we had to close by 8 o'clock. Excuse me. So I'm gonna finish that story in 1 second. But the strategist says people who businesses have closed, people who work in the malls, restaurants, etc. Right. So people who had jobs in the malls, in the restaurants, like, are they still getting paid? I don't know how that works. Like, but that's a good one. I didn't think of that. So I opened up the next day, ain't thinking nothing of it. And I come out, I'm closing down for the day. And somebody across the street was parked up and they see me closing down. They was like, yelled out their car window, you know you were supposed to be closed. So I'm like, who the hell is that? Like, I look, and this friend of mine, and I'm like, what you mean I'm supposed to be closed? He's like, yeah, only essential personnel supposed to be open. I'm like, shit, I am essential. Like, I'm thinking, who don't think their job is essential? Like, my thing is this: like, people gonna need haircuts, right? People need haircuts. They need a haircut. So I will figure my situation is essential. I think I'm essential. She like, no, you ain't essential. You supposed to be closed. I'm like, damn. I don't like I don't get paid unless I cut hair. So that's why I know for a fact. That's why I have more than one stream of income. I know that to be a fact that you need more than one stream of income. See, I got you, brother. I'm making house calls, brother. I got you. Put your order in. I got my clippers on deck. I'm ready. Um, put your order in. I'm popping out. And that's what I mean. Like, who don't think their job is essential? Yeah, mobile cuts. I'm coming to you. Like, I'm gonna have to tax you a little bit, but I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? For my traveling expenses. Yeah, I do house calls. Jabari, come on, man. I go get my paper, man. I need all my coins from every angle. You hear me? But that's what I'm talking about. Like, they talking about essential personnel only. Like, who don't think their job is essential? So that puts a whole nother perspective on how essential you are to these jobs, to these companies. Like, they will shut you down and say your shit is not essential. Like, think about that. Let that digest. Let that digest. Your job is not essential. If you ain't working right now, your job, they deem it non-essential. So, you know what I'm saying? I know that to be a fact that you need more than one stream of income. You can't be one trick Tony out here. But I'm just curious to know how people are faring out here right about now, man. How their jobs and their businesses are being affected, because I know for a fact my dad has to put in for those small business bailout grants that they conjuring up right now, because bills still got to get paid. Drugstores are open. I'm pretty sure. I would think drugstores would be essential personnel. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I would think it is. Can y'all hear me on Instagram? Y'all hear me on Instagram? Because they ain't want me and Brandy to be great. Can y'all hear me? Yes or no? Can y'all hear me on Instagram? Okay. Hey, but it seemed like when we go live, it cut the sound out. I don't understand that, Brandy. I don't understand that. They don't want us to be great. So Jabari, how you feel about what you say about the drugstores? What about the drugstores? Because I would think those would be essential. But how do they expect the economy to survive when there's no money moving around? There's no money moving around. Like, if they sitting everybody home, this is changing the way money is going to be made, like, forever. Yeah, IG don't want us to be great. They do not want us to be great. Yeah, so another question I was thinking too, they were saying how they don't want gatherings of 50 or more people. Now, the Congress and the Senate, they have to get together to vote on these different issues, right? So there's 100 people that serve the Senate. And in order for something to be passed, they have to have a 60-40, 60 people have to vote on it out of the 100. So ain't that more than 50 people gathered in one place? Like, they like do as we say, not as we do. Is that what's going on right now? So they gathering, they got 100 people gathering. And now something just came out, report just came out that I believe four of the senators have contracted corona. So now they can't even come to the spot. They can't even come convene with everybody else to vote. The votes are now thrown out of whack because a couple of the senators that they need votes from got damn coronavirus. So now they can't even come to the meeting. They talking about allowing them to vote remotely. Now they arguing about whether they gonna okay that. I mean, I don't know. All I know is that we in for a nice little bumpy ride if you're not well diversified. If you're not well diversified, you're probably a little shook right now, which is understandable because I mean, if you haven't been paying attention to what I've been saying. Now, don't get it wrong. I'm no financial advisor. I'm not an expert on all things, but I know what I know. I actually been in, entrepreneur, self-employed for 20 plus years. Okay. So I know what it's like to be in business for yourself and to not be dependent on someone's paycheck. So that means you have to go hard and diversify yourself out here. So I know that to be a fact. Okay. So I know a few things. I don't know it all. Like I said, this is business and financial conversations from a Black perspective. It's the only perspective. I know what I know. And I know that to be a fact. You can't run around here thinking that your job is the end all be all. We have to be able to be diversified for times like this. So the strategist was talking about how businesses like the malls and restaurants are closed. So people who worked at Macy's and McDonald's. Is there McDonald's in the mall still? The restaurants in the mall and all that. I don't know how that's going to play out. Let's try it again, Brandy. Tap in. Let's try it again. Now, I don't live in New Jersey, but I heard that they don't even want people to come outside in New Jersey. How true is that? Anybody know about how Jersey coming right now? Can y'all come outside at all? All right, so I hear you now.
Hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. But it only lasts a couple seconds.
I don't know what's going on.
You sure it ain't your phone?
Yeah.
You sure it ain't your phone?
I don't know, man. That's why I kept jumping out and jumping back in. I don't know. That's why I kept jumping out and jumping back in.
I don't know.
And I completely jumped off of Instagram and came back on.
So we Gucci right now. We got action. We got action now. So how is it in New Jersey? Do y'all have a curfew? Or do y'all can't come out at all?
Well, I'm hearing that it's a curfew. I'll be out. I'm not saying that, whatever, but I'm hearing it's a curfew. I don't watch the news and none of that.
Yeah.
When I hear about this stuff, I'm at work. So, I don't even got TVs in my house. I don't watch TV. So everybody oh, you're crazy. You're going to be, when it hits you, then I'm like, yo, what you gonna do?
I look at it. You know what? What's the name said something interesting the other day. David Banner. I was watching one of his videos, and he was like, why do people get mad at you when you not scared as they are?
Right.
Or you're not feeding into the fear like they are. It's like they get an attitude with you. And he kind of looked at it like religion. It's like, don't be like, you know how you can't force your religion on somebody, like, and your and your beliefs. That's how he kind of equated it. Like, you can't be mad at me because I'm not scared as you or believe what you believe. Like, so it's just like religion. Like, don't be trying to force your fear on me. Like,
my thing, and I had to cut you off, King, but my thing around it about the whole situation is that I directly know people that's sick from diseases that are killing people every day, right? So like you and me, or you know, people that we know, whatever. You may know somebody that have AIDS. I'm quite sure we know a lot of people that got cancer. You know a lot of people that got diabetes in your family, and these are diseases that kill people rapidly. Heart disease, all that stuff kill people every single day, and like we not like a flu that is basically a different strand of a flu. Like we get flu every year, but this flu is like a super different strand. So they, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, don't touch this. Don't. And my thing is like, I go out, like I said, I still go out and do what I do, whatever I need to do, go to the grocery store, whatever, because I still have to work too. I'm essential. I'm an essential employee.
Right.
But I still go out, and when I go out, you know, you see people with like the mask on and the gloves, and they doing the most.
Doing the most.
Like, I'll be scared of you. Do you got it?
Right. Doing like, the most.
And the thing is, y'all be in regular spots. Like, y'all not in no spot where like you have to be there, right? I went to Columbus last Sunday. Dudes is out there with face masks and gloves. I'm like, yo, you do not have to be here. Like, you can be home. You don't have to be here. Like, this is not somewhere you gotta be. You know what I mean? Like, is it that serious that you had to come down here and get those $20 fake AirPods or whatever the case may be? Like, you had to swap me, and you like you're coming like you scared, but you obviously not that scared. Like, because you could order that shit online,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy stuff that I just be thinking about, and I'm just like, yo, y'all really going through it like right now, and like it's the fear of it though, because like everybody's just watching the news. Everybody's, you know, reading the newspaper if they read the newspaper still. Everybody's like on social media watching what everybody else is doing and stuff like that. And it's like, yo, stop letting the fear of the media push you to wherever they want you to go.
So for everybody that's just tapping in,
really going on.
Not to cut you off, everybody's just tapping in. I'm talking to Brandy Hayes, man, networking with Brandy. Episode 24 on Rapping Dough.
You already know.
On YouTube. Check her out, get to know her. But yeah, so I just found it to be weird. Like, somebody rode past me yesterday, and they had the full thing on. They had the mask. He like this too, still leaning. He got the mask on and gloves. I'm like, bro, where is you going?
Still riding around with their homies. Smoking and drinking with a mask right here, like ready to be pulled up. Like, what you think that's gonna do? You ain't 6 feet away from this dude. He's sitting right next to you, and you got two homies in the back.
They still sharing blunts. They sharing blunts still. They sharing bottles still. I don't know, man. But my thing is, how do they expect people to, you know, survive? You know, those type of people that the young lady, the strategist, was talking about, the people that work in the malls, the people that
what's up, Jay?
You know, the people that work in the restaurants, and like,
right,
how are these people supposed to survive? Like, and
like, my thing is, I don't know. Like, here's the thing: people want to automatically do something when something happens, right? They want things to automatically be like, oh, I gotta change now, but it's already here. Like, you knew it was coming, but now that it's here, you feel like you got to change. So I say that to say, like, at my job, like, I work at a bank, right? So I'm essential. I have to be open. So I'm open, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for the last, like, past months, I could say, and I've been talking to my coworkers about it too. Like, past months, I've been telling my tellers, I'm like, listen, this is the initiative we're pushing because the company is going towards that, which is like digital services, digital products. See, like, you could do things online, cash, not cashing your check, but like taking a picture of your check to deposit it, Zelle to send money to whomever in the world and whatever bank they got. It's like mad different stuff that you could do online, right? So I'm telling my tellers, like, these are the things that we need. These are points we need to hit. And if a customer is interested, let them know that a banker can help them. You get what I'm saying? To set it up and teach them how to use it, everything, right?
Right.
So we talking and they just giving the information to the people. You get the customers that are like, no, I'm not using that. I don't want to use that. I'm coming inside. I want to see you. And it's like, bro, it's banks that have already implemented this. Like, for instance, like a Bank of America, who, if you are, when you open up a new account, they ask you, do you want to be like an inside, do you want an account that you could come inside, or do you want an account like a digital account, like an online account, basically, like you just everything online. But if if you use the online, you say, yeah, I want to do online because I ain't gonna come inside, and then one day you actually need to come inside, they charge you for using their personnel inside, because they've moved to digital so quickly.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so now there's banks that are doing this. They charge you for coming inside and using their people. So I'm telling them, like, yo, just tell the people this is, just, we can teach them. We can teach them how to use the ATM. We can teach them. Now it's here. And those same people are pissed off. And I'm like, now my bankers don't even want to sit with you to help you, to put, to help you navigate this thing. They don't even want to sit with you, and I can't make them because of this, stuff that's going on. But like I said, I said that because I'm like, people know, like, we know what's coming, just like we knew the internet was coming. But we just like, no, I just want to, write a letter and send it through the mail. Whereas, like, you didn't have to. You can go to Google. We knew all these things were coming. Like, we're going to an age of digital. We're going to an age of it's online everything. You know what I'm saying? Man. Like, people coming in trying to take out all their money. I'm like, bro, why are you taking out all your money? Because if you're sitting at home.
Hold up. They don't want us to be great. Hold up. Damn, I can't hear you. Man, Instagram don't want us to be great, man. This is some bullshit. You hear me? Damn, we was going in. You sure it's not your connection? Damn it, man. Damn, we was going in. So what Brandy was saying, if y'all don't know, that was Brandy Hayes I'm talking to. Brandy was talking about how there's starting to be a transition in how business is being done now. She's in the banking industry as well as the real estate industry, as well as the vending arena. So she was saying how now that they're transitioning all their services over into digital. Everything is going online, this, online that. Zelle and being able to send and receive money digitally is where things are going because of this virus. Like, so now they're starting to implement different ways to interact with their customers. Now, being that everything is being digitized and being digital, they are going to start charging people to actually be able to interact with a person. So what's going on now is changing the whole economy, how money is being made, all that. You know what I'm saying? And that's an interesting perspective. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. That's what's going on. We're moving towards we're moving towards the digital age for real. And I'm gonna wait for Brandy to tap back in. We was see they don't want us to be great. Can y'all hear and see me well on Instagram? Can y'all hear and see me well on Instagram? Yes or no? Can y'all hear or see me well on Instagram? Can y'all hear or see me well on Instagram? Okay, thank you. Thank you. I am Sunny D. So I don't know what it is, how they just keep see once we start going in, Instagram get funny style and they start messing with her audio. I don't know what that's about. But she was going deep. Now I didn't know that. As far as how the banks are starting to maneuver, and we're having trouble when we go live too. Really? I don't know what that's about. But that's interesting. So yeah, things are being the economy and the way money is being made and moved around is about to be changed forever. So all that, you know, like a post I posted earlier about Zoom. Zoom is the app that allows conference calls and meetings via webcam. So, it's a productivity app. Basically allows you to get things done regardless of where you're at in the world. So that stock, like being that people wondering about their stock portfolios and what their stocks are doing in the midst of all the stocks the equity and stocks going down, that particular stock is up almost 30% over the past 30 days. So there's some bright spots in the market if you know where to look. And this is not stock advice, but it's perspective. So, we need to start tapping into those different types of things that's going to sustain and or go higher in times like this. So you have pharmaceutical companies that are developing vaccines for this virus. You got different companies like that's maintaining or up during these times. You have Gilead, that's one of them. You have Bayer, that's another one. So you can look into those. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm telling you to take a look. So there's some bright spots in the market, even though, it's took a downturn over the past month. If you haven't already, feel free to share this video. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, feel free to share as well. But yeah, so we was getting deep. I was getting deep with Brandy Hayes again. She never fails to bring the noise. She never fails. I'm waiting for her to tap back in if she can. But yeah, my whole thing was I am Sunny D answered one of my questions. They got to file, people that work for these places that are closed now, they have to file for unemployment. Okay. My question is, they're supposed to be offering this $1,000, $2,000 to every American. It's not every American. It is actually tax paying Americans, because you have some people, a nice portion of the working community that don't necessarily work on the books. They work under the table. They get paid under the table. So I don't think these people qualify for the that $1,200 or whatever they're supposed to be sending. I don't think they qualify. So yeah, those people, I don't know what they're gonna be able to do about it. Because bills still coming in. Bills are still coming in. And that's why a lot of people was out buying guns and stuff, because see, it's not even only black people. It's like people in general like to be reactive instead of proactive. So they don't, bust no moves until something happens. It's like all of a sudden now you want to get a gun. Like, you supposed to been had a gun. How now all of a sudden you want a gun? You supposed to been had a gun. You know what I'm saying? So those companies as well, like companies that sell guns, companies that sell ammunition, like those are companies that are thriving in the downturn of the market. Because, like I said, there's bright spots. You got to think outside the box a little bit. What are people going to need? What are people going to start using now that we have this situation? People are going to be using more internet. People are going to be using more online. Going to be doing more online shopping. What are they going to use when they shop? Credit cards. There's credit card companies on the stock market. So it's bright spots in the market right now. You just got to know where to look. Just think outside the box. What are people going to be needing? What are people going to be needing? You got the drug companies that's coming up with these vaccines for the virus. Like, you have, different, like I said, the post I made earlier about Zoom, like doing stuff like this. Like, look at those kind of companies, because that's where the economy is going. That's how the way of doing business is going to change forever off the strength of this shit. So those are the types of things that you want to be looking at, looking into, and taking advantage of. You know what I'm saying? Because, now all this fear is being spread. You got a lot of people that already were scared to invest before this happened. So, they spread even more fear. But the ones that are in the know, the ones that know any better, all you got to do is do a little research. Because research says over the course of history, not one time has the market crashed and it has not recovered. Not one time in history. Now, we done had crashes of 87. We had crashes before that. The Great Depression. All that. Not one time in history have the market took a bad turn like now and has never recovered. But at the same time, during these downturns, the people that are in the know, the people that know better, that this is the time to invest, because you're getting companies, dope companies, pennies on the dollar. So when the market does rebound, which it always does, those people are made well off. These are the people that IG don't want us. No, they don't want us to be great, man. I'm trying to tap in with Brandy Hayes, networking with Brandy. Episode 24 on Rapping Dough. Make sure y'all go on over there to Rapping Dough on YouTube. I'm actually live on YouTube right now. So if you're on this IG stream and it cuts us off after an hour, because IG only give you an hour. So if it cuts off on IG, you can come on over to YouTube, or you can come on over to Facebook. I would prefer you come over to YouTube because this is where a lot of my video content was on YouTube. So if it cuts off on IG, y'all can come on over to YouTube and finish this conversation. Since we all in the house, we all quarantining together. We can have some money talk conversations, because money is definitely a topic of conversation right about now. And hence rapping dough. If y'all don't know by now, rapping dough is another way to say we're talking about money. Okay. But my thing is, when I came up with the concept, I wanted to be able to talk about money in a more productive manner. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen to rap, you know what I'm saying? But I think we can also be a little bit more responsible in the narratives that we put forth as far as, how we feel about money. Because we all came up on money ain't a thing, and it's mine, I spend it. It's mine, I spend it. Like, all we know how to really do, or the narratives that are popular in our community, is like blowing money fast and being, irresponsible with it. Whereas though other cultures, they sit around and they talk about how they gonna make that thing flip and how they gonna make it generational. You know what I'm saying? So that's the narrative putting forth from rapping dough. We try to be responsible with our bread, make these money moves. We gonna talk about it, and we gonna network. A lot of people over leveraged themselves when shit was good, and now it ain't people. Now it ain't people scrambling. Absolutely, people are scrambling, man. And this is another thing that I'll be talking about as far as us being reactive versus being proactive. Like I was saying, how everybody is running trying to get a gun now. It's like all the gun stores, the line around the corner for guns. Like, you ain't been had a gun. Like, oh, now people running around and things are scarce. Oh, now you want to get a gun. Like, you supposed to been had a gun. Like, you got the right to bear arms. Like, that's in the Constitution. You got the right to bear arms. You should have been had a gun. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, preventative maintenance. Yeah, we have to practice preventative maintenance, man. Being proactive. You know what I'm saying? What's a great point? Because I'm touching on a whole lot of stuff over here. But Brandy, that was interesting what you were saying about. Damn, I wish we had your vocals, man. This is crazy. About how the banks is maneuvering now. That's wild. I had no idea that the banks was moving around like that right about now. But I mean, we should have seen it coming down the pike. We should have seen it coming. Like, stuff is being digital now, like Cash Apps and the Venmos, and you know what I'm saying? We should have seen it coming. We should have seen it coming. So now, all right, let's go. Let's go. Tap in. Got Brandy Hayes about to tap on in, man. Episode 24 and rapping dough. Check that out. Run them views up, man. Get to know her. Get to know her. All right, let's do it. Let's wait and see what happens. Got Brandy tapping in. Let me know if y'all can hear her too. All right. We got Brandy back, y'all.
Sorry.
We got Brandy back, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
My bad. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear. Y'all on here, go follow Brandy Hayes.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. _ Brandy with an I. Hayes, Hayes. She's on episode 24, rapping dope. Tap in, get to know her, pick up some jewels. She heavy with them. But
I don't understand why this thing happened like this.
I don't either, man. I think I got an idea. I got a little idea. They don't want us to
I done moved to my bathroom. I'm like quarantined in the bathroom. I'm sitting on my toilet, like trying to because I'm like, I gotta move around the house. I don't know what's going on. Maybe this my house. Like maybe it's my house. I don't
know, man. It's like we good for a minute, and then they, they pull the grimy on us. But where was we? You was talking about how the banks is moving around. So this was going on. That's just one area that I believe is going to be affected in that manner because I think it's going to reshape how we do business as a whole. Like as far as like, the Zoom, like I was talking about when I put on my post earlier, how we going to be having meetings. We're going to be Zooming. We're going to be Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing this, like YouTube. We're going to be doing Facebook. We're going to be this video chat, like, but one point I was thinking about, like how they was saying how they don't want gatherings larger than 50 people. So when the Congress gets together, the 100 senators that get together that have to vote on these different topics, ain't that more than 50 people? That's
definitely more than 50 people.
That's 100 people. So
they probably jump on a Zoom call.
See, and now that just came out today that 4 people, 4 of the senators contracted coronavirus, so they can't even attend the meeting. So they propose that they'd be able to. They propose that they will be able to submit their vote remotely. Like they're talking about letting them. They're not 6 feet apart at press conference. I know, right? They are not 6 feet apart at press conferences. Hell no, they ain't. And one of the ideas is that they let the people submit their votes remotely. So now they don't even know how they going to do that. They don't even know if they want to do that. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Did it do it again? This emoji right here. This emoji. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You can't even hear me. Ain't this some shit, man? This ain't right. This ain't right. IG, man. IG, I swear. I don't know what's going on with IG. But I'm actually over here on YouTube, Rapping Dough, the Rapping Dough channel. Feel free to tap in. Episode 24, we got Brandy on there, talking heavy as usual. But yeah, so they're not 6 feet apart at the press conferences, right? So you got 4 people. I think it's about 4 people that contracted the virus in the Congress. So now that's throwing off all the votes. It's just sticky, man. It's sticky. It's sticky. So it's going to be a little bit more time than they expected for the that stimulus package to be approved or denied. So I'm gonna give Brandy a little time to tap in, and then I'm just gonna roll on out. But I just wanted to tap in with y'all and see exactly how this lockdown is affecting y'all money. Feel free to comment. Like, y'all, I'm just gotta just watch how this is affecting y'all money and y'all businesses, like, and what y'all plan on doing. Because we don't know how long it's gonna last, and stuff like that. Definitely don't know how long it's gonna last. But I was definitely curious as to how this lock-in is affecting y'all money and y'all businesses, since they don't want us to move around. I would argue that we need to start looking at how to tap into online businesses. We need to transfer our businesses over to digital platforms. So they since they don't want us to interact with each other or be within 6 feet of each other, online is where it's at. I was just talking to somebody who works for UPS, and he pretty much is essential personnel. And he said traffic is up. Traffic is up like if it was Christmas. I said, I have to report to work. Oh, okay, so you must be essential personnel. So I'm gonna go ahead and log off of Instagram since they don't want us to be great. And I'm gonna tap in. I'm gonna tap into her live.
Central personnel, you still have to go into work.
I'm gonna tap into her live.
Or is this quarantine messing with your coins? All right, let's see. You just jumped in, so we're gonna say, is this quarantine messing with your coins? Or
yeah. So Bianca.
Right, let's see. I don't know what to tell y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's see what we got. Me? Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I'm trying to see if, because I've been in your live a few times. I wanted to just go live and see if it was my live, like me.
Right.
If it's mess up again, then it's definitely Instagram.
Right.
So I don't know. I've had this happen before with other people. So.
Okay. Can y'all hear and see me well on Facebook?
Well, thank God for that. A lot of people lost their jobs, man.
Yeah, man.
A lot of people lost their jobs.
It's what do you see? I propose, like you were saying, how things are going digital.
Mm-hmm.
I propose that we start transitioning and start looking into how to make our money come in digitally, like as far as getting an online business,
Right.
drop shipping, digital products. You know what I'm saying? How you feel about
Definitely.
that?
I feel like that's definitely what the move is. A lot of people actually already headed in that direction before it started.
Mm.
Also, like the MLM, I see a lot of people doing fitness shakes and drinks and different things like that. Ebooks, all that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of that stuff is and like just being having like rapping dope. Like you got your podcast, you got your, you know, your YouTube, things like that. And you make money from that too. Like you sit at home and you just talking, you making money from that. So
right.
It just, you know what I mean? I'm all for it. I think everybody should have it, you know, but I just feel like people shouldn't wait until something smack them in the face to do something. Unfortunately, that's the world we in right now. But
if y'all just tapped in, talking to Brandy Hayes, Facebook and YouTube, you can check her out. Episode 24 on Rapping Dough on YouTube. You can
go to episode 24 and watch that thing. I want the most views. I want the most views.
Yeah. Run her views
any
up.
Episodes. My butt was starting to hurt on this toilet seat.
Sitting on the ledge.
Towel or something to sit on.
You sitting on the ledge.
Yeah.
You were sitting on the ledge.
Now I'm sitting on the top of the toilet seat, but you know it ain't comfy.
Hey yo.
Sure, I'd rather be sitting on the couch. But I'm moving around.
Yeah, for some reason they want us to be great wherever you were sitting at before that. But
yeah, I was in my kitchen. I was just chilling in there, but
yeah, and y'all can also, if y'all mobile, y'all can also tap into that episode on Spotify, Rapping Dough on Spotify, Rapping Dough on Google Podcasts. So if y'all can't sit down, I mean, y'all in the house, but you know, if you find yourself sneaking out, riding around, you can tap in that way too. But Brandy Hayes, Diving Deep, episode 24. So yeah, I'm definitely working on my ebook still too, but we're gonna chop about that too another time, unless you want to talk about it now. But ebook, the whole ebook process, and the digital products process. I believe we all need to create some type of digital product. You was mentioning the other day about how you had some video stuff coming down the pike. What's up with that?
Yeah, so I'm trying to, well, not trying to, but you know, everybody learn different.
Right.
So you got, you know what I mean, you got the readers, then you got the visual people that just need to see it. Like moving or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So I'm putting together a digital, like kind of sort of like webinar, if you will, on the vending.
Okay.
Just giving the step-by-step flow of it.
Word.
And get that out there too to go with the ebook. Because like I said, everybody don't like to read, and that's cool. Some people just like to listen. Right. So yeah, all that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick your brain on that one too. But first I gotta get the ebook out first. Do you suggest the ebook first?
Right now it really don't matter which one. Whatever one you can get out quicker, throw it out there. I just did the ebook first because I wasn't thinking about the digital part, the video or the webinar. But now webinars and all that stuff is popping. People, you know what I mean, getting people on or whatever. People buying into like courses, which is like, it's like kind of like a course situation.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean, it's just a popping situation. But I just got it out there because the ebook was something that was just like brought to my attention. I was like, hey, I could do that. Let me just put it out there. And that's why I did that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a dope combination, having the ebook and, you know, for people that need a little bit more in depth, you got the visual aspect of it too. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. And what I would say is get it out, put it out, and get fancy later. Like do it now. Just do like whatever you got, put it out there. And as the information comes to the person, you can ask them like, yo, how did you like it? Was everything good? Whatever. They might have some suggestions or say like, well, it was a little too short. Like I would have wanted more of this or less of that or whatever. then because it's digital and you can go in and move stuff around and do stuff, you can always, make it better. Just like like books. Like, okay, like for instance, like my ebook, right? I wrote my ebook and, I put it out there and people was loving it or whatever, but it was some people that had like questions about other things that maybe I wasn't thinking about, because the only things that I like put in there was the things that I remember and the questions that were asked of me. And I was like, I put all this in, I got to put all that in. And then like maybe somebody else had like a different question, like, oh, well, I had this or that. That let me know right then and there that I didn't have everything I needed in that book. So now it's like, okay, let me go back to it, add that as like, I guess, a chapter or a paragraph or whatever, and then release it again. Like just put it out there. So now when people are like the new people are ordering it, they getting that new thing. So it's like some people don't even understand. Like that's why even books in the library have different, you know what I mean? Like I
volumes.
I don't remember the name,
volumes.
like how to put it, but they have like
different volumes.
Yeah, like to that point, but they edit like the new version or the old version or whatever.
The revised version. Got you.
Exactly, they revised them. I couldn't think of the word, but yeah, they revised them. So they went in, edited certain parts in or certain parts out, and just be like, yo, like, I read this and it was all in this book, but then you might have the revision, the revised one, and it's like, oh, they added XYZ. But they still selling that first one, and they gonna sell that second one too. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not gonna take it off the shelves to put a new book out. They're gonna keep the books out there in circulation, right. And then you're gonna just keep buying another book. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said, like, just start doing it and get fancy with it later. Like as you go, like you'll get fancy. Like you'll figure it out. You'll find out, like, yo, this is like a better platform. Like one platform I might be on that I'm selling my ebook or your t-shirts or whatever it is you selling. Like you might be on like Teespring or Spotify or whatever. Not Spotify, Teespring and Shopify, excuse me. And then you might find another platform and you're like, yo, this platform is a little bit better. They got this or that for me, which is on Shopify. Like they didn't have this one thing that I needed, but they do. So you know what? Let me switch over to there, or let me go over to this platform. You can always change. Like you don't have to stay in the same thing, because it's like my thing is like if you don't start to do something, you won't find out if it's right or wrong.
Right, because that's what
it's
it is.
Like,
you know what?
You ain't started, so you can't find out if it's right or wrong, because nobody gave you any information to say, yo, this is wrong. Like, why would you do that?
That's a version of failing. Right. That's a version of failing, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we need to be failing more.
Exactly.
But we've been conditioned not to fail. You know what I'm saying? To think that we got to be perfect from the gate. But it's not about being perfect. It's about, jumping out there and possibly making a mistake or failing so you can learn what to do, how to come back the next time doper.
Mm-hmm.
Word. Because a lot of people will sit still and not move out because they think they got to be perfect when they come out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The different thing now, too, in the time that we're in with, like, digital and, like, how we just talking right now, whatever, and, like, getting people right now, we're direct to the consumer. Mm-hmm. So whatever you want to sell, whatever you want to put out to somebody, you can put it out directly to them. There's no middleman. I don't have to have somebody like marketing for me or helping me out or whatever the case may be. Yes, people help, but I'm saying like you taking it direct to the market. Whereas like before you couldn't.
Right.
Before you had to go to college, you had to get a certain type of degree, even if you wanted to be a lawyer or whatever, and get the degree, and then you go to a job who marketed that space, that place. Mm. And then once they market that place, now, because you work there, they're giving you 40%, they're taking a 60%. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like if you go direct to the consumer,
you cut them out.
We are doing right now.
Right.
You getting that whole 100.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We can cut the middleman smooth out now.
Right. Shout out to my guy, Matt Garland, MG the Mortgage Guy. I just want to shout him out.
MG the Mortgage Guy.
He is. If you looking to do mortgages, loans, he's it. That's the guy you want to go see. And right now, the loans is crazy, and he putting up numbers.
Word. So how you think?
Thank y'all for tapping in.
You think banks, or they say it might be a little bit more easier to get a loan right about now? What you think of that?
Right now, I'll say I wouldn't say easier. I would say that the rates are lower right now. But easier, I wouldn't say easier. It's still, you still have to go through a process. They're still not going to let you come through and get what you need with that 400 credit score that you came with the last time, just because the rates low, just because they're going through a coronavirus. Because they do understand that when this shit is over with, it's back to business as usual.
That's a fact.
You get what I'm saying? Like, when this is over with, it's back to business as usual. And people need to understand that the government is not going to let the economy fail. Like, everybody's like, oh, well, the airlines and the cruise lines and everybody, like, yeah, they're doing bad because, it's shut down for them, right? But just like the housing market was doing bad in 2008.
Right.
But guess what? They got bailed out.
Bailed them smooth out.
So, yeah, they got bailed out. They can't let the economy fail, because if the economy failed, then it's like
third world country.
What's going on?
You'll be a third
world
country.
Saying? Even if they have to rob, steal, and kill, which they already do.
You're right.
To keep that money going.
We'll be a third world country, but it's a term called too big to fail. You heard that term before? I'm sure you have.
I can't hear you.
Too big to fail?
Yeah.
You heard about that term before?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Too big to fail. Yeah, so that's pretty much what these companies are. They're too big to fail. Like, the government is not going to let them, like, all the financial institutions just bottom out like that. Can you hear me? You can still hear me?
That's true. I can hear you, but you're doing a lot of moving.
Oh, all right.
So your phone is like.
All right, I'm trying to get it together here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think that the country is not going. The government is not going to let these institutions just bottom out like that. We good? We back? We back? Damn. This shit is wild, man. I don't know what the hell is going on with IG. IG don't want us to be great.
That's why I'm supposed to be loud as fuck.
All right, so I hear you on this one, but I can't hear you on this one.
I don't know.
Hold up.
You want to jump out and jump back in?
Now I'm going to use this phone. I don't even know how to do that. Yeah, so IG don't want us to be great, y'all. Fix all that though.
Put your my
kids listening to you.
So I don't care.
Yo, he wildin'.
Try some language. I know they not heard words from your mouth.
Right.
What the hell? Yo, he was doing too much. Like, he was doing all that figuring, like something was going on with his phone. Then all of a sudden it just went out. Like, I don't know what he was doing. He was good until he started messing with quarantine 2020. I doubt it. I doubt they just woke up. Why they just waking up?
All right,
this is
I got Brandy Hayes
just wake up time.
on here, man.
You're supposed to be patting them on their back to send them back to sleep.
Brandy Hayes. All right.
Good.
I had to switch phones, man. I don't know what's going on. We pulling out all the stops.
I know. I said that it was good until like it looked like you was dropping your phone or something. Something was going on with your phone, and then all of a sudden it just went out.
You couldn't hear me, so I was trying to, you know what I mean, finesse.
No, I heard you. I was hearing you, but then like you start moving the phone and stuff. I was like, "What's like?" I thought maybe it dropped and you were trying to pick it up, and then all of a sudden the circle came and it was like, "Nah, nothing."
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Welcome back, Carter. Who Carter?
Don't mind her. She's a troll.
Welcome back, Carter.
Deidre's a troll. Deidre, you a troll, bro.
Yo.
You a troll, bro.
Yeah, if y'all just tapped in, I got Brandy Hayes on the line. She got one of her friends on here talking crazy.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
We know. I know it's a movie.
Welcome back, Carter. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need to go digital, man. Yeah, I need to put some speed on it because I'm like, I would say I'm a quarter of the way done. But this ain't gonna do nothing but maybe just put my foot on the gas.
Yeah, you need to put your foot on the gas, man. Really, like everything. Just like I was saying, like everything we have now, we can bring it directly to the market. Like everything we have, we can bring it directly to the market. So if it's something that you're thinking about or you're trying to get, like, put it out there, man. If it failed, it failed. At least you know, hey, it failed because of, you know, maybe I put too much in this or not enough in that or whatever. But the people are going to tell you. The consumers will tell you why you failed. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to them, because they said what they say. What they say? Oh my gosh,
brain fart.
Yeah, no, it's a saying. It says basically a survey or whatever the case may be, good or bad, is always good. Like,
right. Feedback.
Right. Any feedback is good feedback, whether it's good or bad. Because if it's bad, then you know where you messing up at, and
right.
You need to, change that. If it's good, then you're like, okay, I need to do more of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that feedback is always good. So that's why it's a good thing right now that we get to go directly to the market. We get to go directly to the people and hit them. Like I said, right now we're on a live, and we're talking live in our homes, and we're quarantined, but it's people that are in their homes that are watching us talk. So now we have something to sell or something to give or information, whatever, like we have right now. They're getting that. So
yeah, they don't even necessarily have to leave the house anymore to get it either. They can just go to our platform, and they don't have to go through no middleman. Like they can just come straight to us. Like
exactly. You cut out the middleman. You the plug.
Facts.
You the plug.
Yeah, I'm a definitely once I get a little bit further down the road on this book, I want to actually tap in with you, and because you said you could have went a couple different routes as far as like getting it published and getting it edited. Yeah, I want to see which route you took and see if it works for me or not. So I got people that can proofread it and edit it and stuff like that. But as far as like the publishing process,
right,
and how to get it up, and you know what I'm saying?
I pretty much had one of my real good friends, like him and his wife are teachers. Well, he's a teacher. His wife is a principal. So, they have the high level of academia, right? I don't have that. So I'm like, with certain stuff that I look at, I'll be like, oh, that look good. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, no, you want to put a period here, you want to start it there, move it down, whatever, right? And it's like, oh, okay. So I had her proofread it for me, and she proofread it, went through it, or whatever the case may be. Like, that's the same thing. Like I said, like, that's, even though, she's a principal, she's working at school, she can start a business for proofreading. She can start a proofreading business, right? Like, let's just say, it's a lot of people out here writing ebooks. There's a lot of people out here writing books. There's a lot of people out here, like, putting content out and stuff like that. And they need somebody to proofread this stuff. So it's like, okay, if I start a business doing proofreading and I market it and push it out there, I'm direct. Well, not me per se, but her. She's direct to the consumer. Right. That goes back to what we was talking about, like being direct to the consumer. In this world that we're in right now, you can start a business pretty much doing any daggone thing, and you can go directly to the market. You don't have to wait for nobody to put you in or say, like, yeah, it's okay, you can come in now. Like, back in the day, like, you would never think, like, when people, like taxi drivers and stuff like that, you're trying to get like a bond to be a taxi driver, and it's like it's so much money and so much this, so much that. But guess what? Somebody decided to say, you know what, man, forget all that. Let me go ahead and do what I need to do to find out how I can do this, and started Uber and Lyft. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, you don't need no bond. Now guess what? The taxi drivers are like dying out here.
Sick
they
with
out
it.
Here, they still driving their taxis, but they're also doing Uber on the side. When it ain't hype for the taxis, they like, yeah, I do Uber too. So you see that Uber money and that Lyft money as well. Even the limousine drivers, the ones that wasn't like a yellow cab, but it was like, luxury cars, like them big black SUV Suburbans, and they pick people up from the airports and stuff like that. Guess what? Uber and Lyft got that in their thing. If you want an XL or a luxury or whatever, they have that for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not like back then, like I said, don't be late to the party. Like, everybody, like, right now we quarantine and all this other stuff or whatever, but this stuff was coming down the pike anyway. We knew this. They had I don't know, I think it was like 2015 or something like that, where what's his name? The guy that started Microsoft.
Not Bill Gates. Was it Bill Gates?
It is. Yeah, Bill Gates did a TED Talk on what's going on right now in this world on the coronavirus. He didn't say it was a coronavirus, but he was like, coming, in the years to come, we're not gonna be like killed by like bombs and all these other things. Like, the world will be taken out by this little thing. And it came up on the screen, like the TED Talk, it came up on the screen, and it looked exactly like the coronavirus. Like that little thing that they're showing, a little cell with all the little spikes in it. It looked exactly like that. And he was like, that's what's going to kill most of our population coming. You know what I'm saying? And it's like...
And what year was that?
People know this. I believe this was like 2015, I believe. It was a TED Talk. And it's on YouTube too. I believe it's 2015, but don't quote me. But it's a TED Talk. Right. It was Bill Gates, and he talked about it. He was just like, we need to get in front of it. We need to, take care of ourselves. We need to do this. We need just giving like different things, whatever. And now it's here. And it's like, but we had the information to know that it was coming, to know that something was happening. Like, you can't be that naive to things to when they do show up. Now it's like, oh, well, I didn't know, or what we gonna do? And you know what I mean? Like, nah, get with it. Like, start setting your family up. Like you just said, like the gun shops and stuff like that is around the corner or whatever. But it's like, bro, while we worried about some Gucci sneakers and, you know what I mean, all this material stuff, BMWs and Mercedes Benzes and C classes and all this stuff that don't matter, they're getting prepared for what's coming because they know it's coming.
It's not funny. It's not funny. It's actually frustrating, but it's funny because, like, why is like financial literacy like laughed at or downplayed? Like, why is that? Like, I know it's not taught in schools, but all right, we know it's not taught in schools, but why is it like? All right, I'm pretty sure it's more than one answer, but what's your perspective on why you think it's like? What's your perspective on why you think it's like downplayed though? Like, man, that shit is corny. I ain't trying to think about how to own nothing or like we.
Honestly,
It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not cool to do for some reason. For some reason, knowing more about money than just blowing it fast and like actually knowing what to do with your money and how to make it flip and how to make it generational like the Jews do, because they came to this country poor too. But they know how to work together and stuff like that more than we do.
People like, my thing with that is like I understand, like, it's we look at it like that, I believe, because more so not only is it not taught, it's more so talked about like negative. You know what I mean? You got a negative connotation. You know, when you talk about money and you say, Mom, you know, we'll say like, Mom, I want some McDonald's. The first thing to say, what's the next thing? You got some McDonald's money? You know, like, or money don't grow on trees, or, you know, stuff like that. And it's like, instead of saying those things, let them know where money comes from. Let them know, like, this is where money comes from, and this is how you can get money. This is what you're supposed to do with the money when you go over here, or whatever. I think also, we have to be more educated around it and stop allowing others to educate. Like, I hear like people say it all the time, like, oh, why is financial literacy not taught in schools? Financial literacy ain't taught in nobody's school, right? But what you just said, the Jewish people know about finances because why? They have their own schools, and they have their own, like, when them kids come home, they still talk to them about these things, right? So it's like, we cannot, like, a lot of our problem is we wait for everybody else to help. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's the help mentality, like, help me. Like, even like, we're struggling, but it's like, we still want help. We still want somebody to come and bail us out.
We play victim a lot. The victim mentality.
I believe a lot of us do, because there's a lot of things that could be done that we don't do, or we don't want to do or try to do, and we allow others to do it for us. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I said this the other day. We need to own more than we do, right? We need to see value in where we live. You know, we see more value in someone else's neighborhood than our own. So we will live in a neighborhood for 30, 40 years of our life and won't see enough value in it to actually own property in that neighborhood, or even keep your house clean, the front of your house clean. We don't do that. But we will go to someone else's community, and because they keep their grass cut and they, trash, they got an actual trash can, and they don't just throw bags in front of their house when garbage day come. We abide by those rules, and we make sure that we do that too. You get what I'm saying? But in our own community that you sitting in, and you just loiter wherever, you're throwing trash all over in front of somebody's house. You don't care, right? So I feel like, we need to own more. And the thing with that is like, if my mother didn't own, I wouldn't own. I don't think I would. That's what, like they say, you can't be a do as I say and not as I do me, whatever. But if I'm seeing you with my eyes doing something different, I'm like, well, you told me not to do that, but then you nowadays, like, kids will say it, like, well, mom, you did it.
You do it, right.
Yeah, or you do it, or such and such do it. So it's like, you can't do that. So, like I said, my thing was like, my mom, like, rented all of our lives until I got, like, in, like, junior high school or high school, and then we got in our house, and then my mom's just like, I want to buy a house. And she bought a house. But guess what? She was the first person in my family line, like, out of her brothers and sisters, out of her mom and dad, like, my grandparents never bought a home. They always rented. And they was together for, since my grandma was 17. But if I would have never saw that ownership, renting would have been, like, I would have been like, oh, okay, I can rent. Yeah, I can keep renting. And it wouldn't have made me no difference, because that's what I saw. It was okay. Like, we rent. You get what I'm saying?
Ownership gives you a whole nother perspective on things, because I gave this analogy to one person before. And if y'all just tap A's, we over here on Instagram, y'all can tap in _ Brandy with an I, HAYES, or you can tap in the Rapping Dough on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. Yeah, on YouTube too. I'm live on YouTube as well. But y'all can tap into the conversation on IG if y'all want to see us instead of just hearing us. You can go ahead and do that. But I made an analogy one time, and I was talking to this dude. I was like, now, being that, I've been working in the family business for 20 plus years, like, I was able to see, like, different employees that we hired and how they, how they act and how they treat the business. So I always know that an employee is not going to treat your business the same way or feel the same way about the business that the owner does. That's like, you can tell when somebody don't have nothing of their own, how they treat your stuff. If they never had their own plate, they don't know how to treat your stuff, because they don't have nothing. They don't know how it feels to have their own. They don't know anything about ownership in order to treat yours like theirs. Like, let's say in your seats in your car.
Right.
But if that person never had a car of their own, they probably think it's okay to put their feet in your seats. So they never been exposed to that.
A lot of things are taught. You know what I mean? Like, for me, like, again, like I said, my mom rented. She never owned. But when we rented, we live like we own those properties. Like, we cleaned all the time. My mother never called the landlord for anything. Like, you got some tenants that'll call the landlord for every little thing. Right. And, like, the landlord say, like, you never call me. Like, we live here, though. Like, if the toilet clogged up, could take care of it. You get what I'm saying? If you call them, they could come out and take care of it. But in her mind, she's like, yo, we've been using these toilets. My kids have been using this toilet. I had stuff, so I'm going to take care of it. And, like, cleaning up the front of the house. Like, people don't, like, we sweep in front of the house, on the sidewalk, and in the street. So, like, if it's, like, we had to sweep in the street because we didn't get a street sweeper. Some places, they get a street sweeper that come on their street. We don't. So, we had to sweep the street, too. Because people would throw stuff outside of their car when they riding past. Just little stuff like that. But those are things that were just, like, taught. Like, those... If you remember, some people would say, like, yo, Saturday mornings we used to have to get up and wash the baseboards and, Clorox and, the windows open before you can go outside.
I remember that.
Watch TV, or before you could do anything, you had to get up and clean up. That was my life.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was the only girl, so I really had to be there. So it's like, these are things that were taught to me. So it's like, yo, I'm going to take care of where I live at because I want to, whatever. Like, it's not like structure for them. So a lot of that too is what you're taught, because like a lot of people could say like, yo, if you like rent to a Section 8 person, they're gonna tear your property up. Not if they were taught to be clean.
Right.
Not if they were taught to be, cleaning their home and take care of their home. You know what I mean? That's just, regular stuff like hygiene.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it just depends. Like, you know what I mean? It definitely depends, but I don't look at it like people are like, you need. I can't tell people like you have to own like you got. But I believe everybody should own something sometime. Like we should, whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks.
We got any comments in here?
Hmm?
We got any comments?
No, just Deirdre trolling from up there.
Deirdre, don't Because I got to use the bathroom. I was going to say, fill some of those comments while I use the bathroom right quick.
Another?
All right. 1 second.
But yeah, so if y'all just tapping in, I'm Brandy Hayes. You already know, Network with Brandy. Hit the hashtag. On with the King, Don Bucks from Rapping Dough. You can see him on all platforms, Rapping Dough. Here on Instagram, Facebook. He's on Facebook, and also YouTube, Spotify, and all those platforms there. But yeah, if y'all got any questions or anything like that, throw them in the comments, man. Got questions about anything, trying to do anything different, trying to start a business, ebooks, whatever it is, let us know what you're doing. Let us know where y'all at. We all tapping in from. But yeah, we just talking about, the quarantine 2020, how things moving right now. But how we as a people should have been, on top of things before this actually came about, and not being like a Johnny come lately and figuring it out now. Like we should have been on top of it before now. It's on something, yo man. I'm Sunny D. Hi Sunny D. Where you from? Yeah, definitely. Everybody needs to people need to feel ownership. Like at some point in time in their life, like I felt ownership later in my life because, like I said, like I didn't have that. I didn't coming up. So once I finally saw it, it's like, yo, I need to see ownership, right? I need to actually have ownership myself. So that's when I started doing it. But everybody should own. Everybody should feel that at some point in time. Phone again. Now I was all jacking around. Me too. Just bought my house almost a year. Congratulations. If you, that's what's up.
We got.
That's what's up. But it's everybody should have ownership at some point in time in their life. Because it feels different. Like I said, it opens you up to different things. It opens you own something. You have a voice, I should say, right? So I always say, like you from the town. So, since you're from the town, you understand that where we at, it ain't so hot. Like the housing market, all that stuff ain't so hot, right? But what I say is people complain about different things that's happening in the town. Like, yo, we don't got this no more. We don't got that no more. The Y done shut down. This, that, and the third. What the kids going to do? The streets is bad.
The
this,
Y
that, and the
shut
third,
down?
right? And nobody is listening.
The Y shut down?
Because why? Huh?
The Y shut down?
No. I'm just saying, like, just different stuff. Like, when they was having, like, the Y parties and stuff, when the kids was, like, when we used to have the Y parties and walk home and stuff, they don't have that stuff no more for these kids. They don't got nothing for these kids to do. So what they're gonna do is wreak havoc in the city. That's what they're gonna do, and we can't be mad at them. Like, we have to find something for them to do, but at the same time, we don't have a say. So I say this, I'm like, yo, people be down at these city council meetings and these board meetings and all this other stuff, whatever case may be, and it's like, yo, y'all speaking at these meetings, and that's cool, and that's cool and everything, but if you don't own where you at, they don't care about what you say. Because guess what? They've reaching out to these owners. They asking these owners, hey, we want to, we're going to fix the city. We're going to fix these streets. We're going to do this. But guess what? When we do that, we're going to raise your taxes. Because when you see those signs, when they fixing stuff up and they say, your tax dollars at work, yeah, they're raising the people that own taxes. So now, don't do that. We don't need that, and nothing's happening.
It's not a lot of owners anymore. It's not a lot of owners anymore.
No, listen, 89% of Trenton is rent.
See what I'm saying? 89%. That's alarming.
89% of Trenton is rent. And the crazy thing is, you got people, like, this just happened like a couple years ago. One of my best friends, the lady that lived next door to her grandmother, which was her grandmother's friend, so they came up like 40, 50 years in the same house, living right next door to each other, the kids growing up together, the grandkids growing up together. The lady passed away, and my best friend like, yo, we got a pool in the backyard. I'm gonna give it to you, like, because my grandmother passed away. I'm gonna give it to you, so for your grandkids, because I don't got nothing else to do with it. And she like, all right, let me ask my landlord first if I could have it. And my best friend looked at me, she was like, yo, landlord, like, I thought she owned this house. Like, my grandmother owned her, like, they've been here just as long as we've been here.
All that time been renting.
All them years she been renting. So guess what's going to happen when she passed away? That landlord's child or grandchild is going to come to that house and say, hey, we're sorry for your loss, bring you a card, and guess what? And say, is there, anybody that wants to take over the rent? So, because guess what? And they're going to take over it. Why? Because they built memories in that house. Pictures in that house where they was babies. Came home from the hospital in that house. That's their home. They don't own it, but that's their home. They don't of people in the projects. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But like, we're stimulating that economy. So just imagine that lady been in the house for 40 years. 40 years, they done put 2 or 3 kids to college. 2 or 3 little generations to college, started them a business, doing all that from her rent.
Right.
Because within the first few years, like few years or so, let's say 5-10 years, even that's paid off. Now it's all cash flow.
That's a fact.
Now it's all just, cash flow. So I don't, like, if it's $1,500 a month and you paying, what else is just coming to you?
See, being that you made a point about the meetings, the town hall meetings and stuff, like, I got an interview coming up with a brother that him and his dad own a nursing school. And he was telling me how he goes down to these town hall meetings, and he'd be like the only black person in the meeting. It'd be mad Jews in there.
Because they own.
And like, there's nobody to vote against anything that they're proposing. So, they can be saying some BS and get it voted on, but it ain't nobody in there that look like us voting against it, or helping forward other agendas
or whatever. Yeah.
And
I'm Sunny D. Yeah, the taxes are high, but there's a way around that as well. So,
definitely
don't always look at it like that. Like, oh, taxes high, whatever.
I'm tapped in with Brandy Hayes over here on IG. You can tap in, see us. Brandy Hayes or Rapping Doe. Tap in the IG if you want to see us. But yeah, so he's saying how he goes down there and there be buildings they petitioning for different buildings to go up, and there's nobody to bid against it or rent somewhere. So There's no ownership. People don't really feel the same way. Like they don't feel the same way.
Yeah, it does. It does. But guess what? A lot of the owners that are black, and I'm just being honest, a lot of the owners that are black are old. Like, they ain't going down there. Excuse me. They ain't going there. They old.
That's interesting.
They old. Because when they had the chance, like, once it was time, like, for them, and they got the chance to be able to own something, they bought it. For, let's just say when they were buying it, the houses were 10 and 15,000, back then.
Right.
And it took them 30 years to pay that off because of the interest rates back then. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like they done been in their houses on it, done been here this on. Now all they gonna do is, as an older person, they kind of just gonna complain, but they're never gonna do anything about anything. Like, they always over here on this porch smoking weed and drinking and this. They complaining, but they can go to a board meeting. They can go and talk and say this or say that. They can flag down a police officer and say, hey, do you mind making sure that right in this area, like, I own this house here, and it's always some little kid, like some people over here doing wrong stuff. Just, they not supposed to be here. Could you keep them away? The thing also with us is that we are very put off by, authority, like the police and stuff like that, right? And my thing is, if you're a tax-paying citizen and you ain't in the streets, you ain't got no street code. Why you going by a street code that you ain't even a part of? You know what I'm saying? Like, people really be like on some, no, because that's how, bro, you get up and go to work every day. You pay your bills. You own this house. And then you got people that ain't doing that. There's just industries doing the most. And you feel like, oh, it's street code, so I can't say nothing. Snitches get stitches.
Well, to that point, Town, and people were trying to say things. Fear, man. Fear is crazy. People was trying to say things to these different young guys sitting on their porch and all that. I think a couple things happened to people that was trying to stand up for their property and stuff like that. So I think fear plays a part with that. Like fear, and maybe a couple other things that play a part. But I think fear, they don't really be wanting to say nothing to these young guys, man. That one guy, he comes home from work and he got these guys sitting on his porch and whatnot. He was like, yo, he come home with his daughters and like, look, y'all can't sit on my porch. They firebombed his house, man. Killed him and his daughters. Like,
yeah, I remember that.
Because he ain't want people sitting on his porch.
I remember that.
So, a lot of people remember that.
Yeah.
And I think, fear, man.
And that plays a part too. But also what plays a part too, and I would say, is like the respect of it all, right? Because there's no more like big mamas. Ain't no more real like grandmas. Like just like that's grandma. Like, yo, you see Miss Such and Such. Like, you know what I mean? When older people come around, you stop cursing, you stop smoking. Only fear, but it's also that people aren't instilling respect. Like I say, to people, miss or ma'am or yes ma'am or no ma'am. And like it's people here, like older people that still be like, don't call me ma'am, just call me, Julie. And I'm like, bro, I'm looking at him like, I cannot call you Julie. Like you're an older person. You're elder. I can't call you Julie. Like, you know how that sound coming out my mouth, calling you your first name?
You won't even feel right. But see, that's how you was brought up. You wouldn't even feel right calling him that.
And like I was like, my grandma would kill me.
Yeah.
She ain't even around, but I know she'd kill me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because that's just what it was. And then you have some people that are from the South, like older people that are still here that are like, oh my God, where are you from? And I'll be like, I'm from here. But my grandma from the South. So like that's what I was taught. And it was like I could tell. because these kids, you know what I mean? And they said, but they also can't talk to the kids because the parents crazy. They act crazy.
Don't,
you know what I mean?
Be telling my kid nothing.
It's crazy out here, man.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack with us. And I think you do in that regards, because it's not gonna be an overnight remedy. I know that it's not gonna be overnight remedy, and it's just frustrating sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
It's frustrating a lot of times, especially for me. Like, I know right now, like, you don't have a child, but I have a son, and he's growing up. He's gonna be, I mean, he's a little black boy now, but he's gonna be a black man soon. Some of these parents are part of the problem. Yeah, a lot of these parents are part of the problem, Sonny. A lot of them. You can't talk to the parents about nothing, and that's what what I was saying. Like, but I think about all the things that I'm teaching my son, all the things that I'm pouring into him and showing him and giving him, and I'm thinking about, like, the people that are around now and the kids that are coming up that are his age now, and how, like, what their parents are instilling in them. And I'm little girls at like 10, 11, whatever, and they, doing so much and being so, fresh and frisky and just a lot of things. And I'm just like, yo, like, gee, I'm trying to, like, raise this boy to be, a good, abiding citizen, and to be able to say, like, I have, like, when you have a woman, this is what you do, and this is how you treat them, and this is. But then you got the girls that, like, their parents, the girls' parents, who ain't doing.
Damn. Damn, y'all. That was heavy. So I'm gonna see if she's gonna go back live, because we was definitely getting it in just now. We was definitely getting it in. Let's see what she does. Okay, she started back up. Let me see if I can tap in. Yeah, we was. Yeah, you know how that get, man. We get so, we dive so deep.
Yeah, and I don't know what's going on.
Feel free to tap in. We on IG over here. Brandy Hayes, Rapping Doe, talking about this quarantine 2020, man. So
Sonny came back. Thank you for coming back, Sonny.
Oh, Sonny back.
Sonny back.
Yeah, so like you said, it's a lot to unpack with us. And you were saying how I was saying it was frustrating sometimes. You like, it's frustrating a lot of times.
For real, Sonny.
What she said, they hating on y'all. Man, they've been hating all night. They've been hating all night. They don't want us to be great. Yeah, so feel free to tap in the IG, follow Brandy Hayes, real estate, finance, vending, get with her, _ Brandy with a IHAYES. Tap on in. We live over there. Let's see here.
Yeah, but nah, like I was saying, like, for me, I'm teaching my son certain things that he needs to know, but then I'm watching what other people are teaching their daughter that ain't the same, right? So that's where, like, my thought process and what I always talk about is having a sphere of influence. And your sphere of influence, like they say, the 5 closest people you're around all the time, them the 5 people that, that will inspire you, motivate you, or bring you down, right? So my sphere is tight with people that are pretty much in the same spaces or doing the same things that I'm doing and moving around the way that I'm moving around. So guess what? You have a daughter, I have a son, we hang together. I know that, your morals and values and what's going on with you in your house, my morals and values and what's going on with me in my household. Just like other nationalities, you're right here with